No, I agree, man. They produce songs like overnight now, and you know, the next day they have it on the radio. It's ridiculous.
The same day. They finish the track and put it up the same day.
Oh man, it's crazy how the industry has just come to such a demand, and they just legit spit out mixtapes every other week. It reminds me of Master P's label, No Limit Records, when they would release albums like every single month.
Jeez, man, I've never, ever felt any of Master P's stuff, but, you know, man, he was important to a lot of people, man. He was a really important guy, but as far as his music goes, I never understood it. And he had all of those, the pen and pixel, all the covers. He had like a whole sheet. Actually, that's what made it hard. Towards the end of, I'd say towards my product, like in 2000 is about the end of me driving my product up and down the coast, and that's when I could start like getting little distribution deals and stuff like that. But he made it really difficult because, man, when you were putting out product at that time, like in 2000 or 98, 99, when you went to places to try to push your product, they didn't really want to see one person, one product. They wanted to see a record label with 30 acts, and that was the rapid fire record label times, and that Master P kind of screwed things up for a lot of people, because that's when you started to see, you know, whole cliques. Everybody had a record with a record cover on there, and that's kind of when everything, you know, when the market just got super flooded. But Master P is the one that caused all that. You know, they want to know, okay, you got your product, how many other records you got coming out? You got 20? Okay, well, we can work with all that. You know, that's what they wanted to see.
Exactly, man. I felt like they kind of worked it, kind of like how the dope game is, you know?
Yes, very familiar. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And this goes into my next question about, you know, how fast and rapid that the rap industry changes. Now, you released your second release, Up All Night, and then you had Gimme the Night, which those productions had more of a G-Funk-ish vibe to it compared to your 2000 release, Painkiller. So, why don't you explain the transition?
Painkiller was 2004. Painkiller was 2004. That's a different sounding album than going prior, definitely. Painkiller was a different sounding album than Up All Night, which came out in 2000. I'm sorry, Gimme the Night was 2000, Up All Night was 98, and then Music Speaks Louder was 96. But yeah, that was the longest break between an album, was 2000 to 2004. And the album in 2004 definitely sounds a lot different. That was the hardest transition for me in music ever, was getting out of that whole G-Funk mentality, kind of, you know, the dog pound, like, you know, when their sound wasn't popular anymore and people didn't want to hear that. They wanted to hear different stuff. I thought that was a hard transition for me to go through, because, you know, big bass lines and throwing guitars and stuff on songs really wasn't the hit anymore, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, absolutely. You know, right around 2000, a little bit after 2000, the game completely, you know, pulled the 360. But we kind of saw it coming with, like what we said with Master P and No Limit, developing that sound as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had his own sound. They had the Beats by the Pound guy, and then they had this one other dude making their music and stuff too. But yeah, Beats by the Pound. I mean, were you a fan of his stuff? Did you like the Master P stuff?
Me personally, I mean, there's a few records that I like, but some of the records I'm just like, how did this album ever go platinum?
I mean, you know, man, he's the one that helped Snoop, man. If it wouldn't have been for Master P, Snoop's career would have been a lot different, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he's the one that basically paid Suge to get him off there and allowed Snoop to freely make music. But Snoop's first album that he did with Master P is a very interesting piece of work, because it's got some beats on there that are just garbage, and then he's got a couple of nice little ones on there, like, you remember the Dipping in the something with the girl leaf collar or something, Snoop Dogg. That was a good song. That was Beats by the Pound too. So
his song Snoop's World on that album is pretty good. That's probably like one of my favorite songs off that whole album, the first track.
Yeah, that was a good song too. Yeah, that was a good song. I listen to that every once in a while.
Yeah, it's bumping. But man, so leading up to the 2000s, man, okay, so you released Gimme the Night, which honestly, man, Gimme the Night is one of my favorite tracks by you. It's very catchy. You sample, I believe, is it George Benson?
No sampling. I did all the production on that. There's no sampling, but that was the George Benson. I always love that song, and thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Thanks, man.
Nah, man, anytime. And also the other track, Sex on the Beach, man, mad smooth, man. That's definitely something that you about to bring your lady to the back room for.
That's funny, man. Yeah, that had that little, I forgot that little lick that Montel used for that. Remember that? That was, I kind of used the same lick for that Montel used for that beat, but I can't remember.
Montel Jordan?
Yeah, if you listen to Montel Jordan's song, Waiting for the Night, I think was that song. It's got the same beat in there. I mean, I just kind of switched. Actually, my boy Beezy did that beat, and he flipped it. But yeah, you listen to Montel Jordan's Waiting for the Night. It's kind of got the same thing.
Oh, damn, man. That's actually a Montel Jordan song that I don't know. I'm familiar with This Is How We Do It. That whole album's dope, but I definitely got to check that out. And by the way, man.
The single off it was the single off the second album, the follow-up to that This Is How We Do It album. It's the follow-up. It was the single off the follow-up album, the one that he produced a lot of, too.
Oh, damn.
Where is Montel Jordan? What's he doing these days?
Seriously, man, I would definitely love to have him on the show too, man. Montel Jordan was great.
Oh, man, he's a cool cat, too. I met him a couple times. He's a very, very cool cat, man. He's taller than most. He's tall, too, yeah.
I believe it, man. So, like, what about performances back in the day, live performances? And you said you, like, met people like Montel Jordan. Like, you got any funny or cool stories about that?
No, I would say, generally meeting people is a letdown a lot of times. I got into mixed martial arts like right around 2006, man, and that was kind of a shocker for me because I would meet all these world famous fighters, man, and everybody was so cool that it was kind of like it turned me off from meeting famous people and your expectations when you meet people because man, it was always a letdown. I mean, even the first couple times I met Daz and Corrupt was just kind of I have a million things going, but it just never was as amazing as I always thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'd still like a lot of my buddies have been in the studio with Dre. Dre has a lot. He messes with a lot of people out, from the Northwest, and that's still. I've never done that. I'd love to be in the studio and watch Dre work. So that's still kind of a dream for a dream of mine. But man, the famous people, man, usually are not as cool as you always think. You know what I'm saying? You always hope they are.
No, man, I can definitely feel that, man. I can see that. At the end of the day, man, it's just everybody just trying to make a living. It's just strictly business.
Yeah, man, yeah. It's funny, man, when I was a kid, man, when I first started, the thing was to always, you catch a famous person and slide them your music. And, it's like the game is so different now with like, everybody with the emails and, sliding, like you don't even slide, but you don't slide a person a CD anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like when you meet somebody, you got to get them to, give up some information so you can send them something. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, no, I know, absolutely.
It's different, man. It's different. But yeah, I like the fact though that everybody has a chance to, if they want to make music, at least can. That's good.
Absolutely, man. Those are some great words right there. Because some people, they get into making music, and they get their hopes up, and then they get let down. And, they get all offensive about it, but at the end of the day, just to do music in general, and to at least be heard by, how many amount of people, is still a special thing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just like, no matter how much money you got, everybody deserves, a place to shoot baskets, basketball court, a place to play baseball, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you never know. You never know, not just the people with money. Everybody needs to be able to at least get that out,
Absolutely, man. And, speaking about, you mentioned sports, your song Las Vegas, that was a big deal back in 2007 for the NBA All-Star Game in Seattle. Would you want to discuss a little bit about that, about exactly what kind of went down?
I can't really speak too much on it. You're welcome to talk about it, and I can kind of,
yeah.
Like that All-Star Game, the 2007, I think it was in Vegas, and Yeah, and I was lucky enough to have my music played at the All-Star game in Vegas. They played Vegas, and that song had Michael Wassman on, who went on to almost win The Voice last year. I think he almost won The Voice last year. He's definitely a very, very talented guy too. But yeah, man, that was a blessing to have that music played and let everybody hear my music. I appreciated that.